Cheers. Merry Christmas. Glad Yule. Welcome to a holiday episode of The Piper's Table. I am going to try a most magnificent tobacco gift from the man himself, and that is the Pipe Force Episode 5. And the man I'm talking about is no other than Mr. Pandorf. He is a captain of men and a wizard amongst pipers. So Dwayne, if you're seeing this one, thank you very much. Your generosity with sending tobaccos is always much appreciated. I'm really excited to try this one. So let's get into this one, guys. This is one of the signature series from Sutliff, blended by Master Blender Per George Jensen. He's a Danish, legendary blender. Works for Mac Baren, produces Sutliff. So this is a signature blend of his. And the description on the back is: hot pressed and ready rubbed rustica is stove, resulting in a smoothing of the bold leaf, but its familiar barbecue tang and floral spice are preserved. Dynamically complementing the caramelized sweetness of the stove Virginia. The Oriental Catarini takes to the Cavendish process beautifully, offering herbal woody undertones. The result is an exotic melange with a vitality that reimagines what a stove mixture can be. This is a legendary one already. Now, I've obviously never had this one before, but it's received a lot of praise from folks that I know who are into the stronger types of tobaccos, because I have a feeling this is one that's not to be taken lightly. Lightly. I have a feeling it's going to be quite strong with the Rustica. Yeah, let's pop this tin and get into it. Oh, it's got a good seal. There we go. All right. The tin note is really interesting. It's got a really rich, almost musk level amount of pungency of like floral fragrance and like wood kind of incense. A lot of smokiness, almost like there's almost some like cigar and coffee kind of notes on the smell. Ooh, yes. Let's see here. Oh my goodness. This is beautiful. So, it's a crumble cake. You can see it's very dark and rich. It's very moist. It's very dense. Now that I've opened it up all the way, you can really smell that floral, spicy kind of vegetal notes of those of the Virginias in there, the Rustica for sure. Almost has a really strong, fragrant black tea aroma. So, I think I'm going to crumble some up, roll it out, and let it sit for a moment because it's pretty moist. So, give me a few minutes and I'll be back. All right, so I've got it all broken up. It breaks up beautifully. Actually, breaks up really easily, and it's got a nice sort of spongy density to it, but it actually doesn't feel overly moist once you break it up. It's probably really only like 5 minutes have passed. So I'm going to go ahead and loaded up, and I decided that I'm going to take this old Savinelli Churchwarden for a flight tonight. So I'm going to load this thing up, and I'll be back again. All right, we're preparing for takeoff. I'm about to join the pipe force. Oops. Holiday blooper. We're not editing it. Mm. Ooh. It is complex right off the bat. I just got hit with all kinds of flavor nuance. The thing that's standing out to me almost the boldest right off the first light is a sort of cigar note, like cigar leaf. I'm gonna guess that's probably the stoved Catarini. Yeah, wow. This is incredible. This is like an overwhelming amount of nuance. Just it's like bursting with flavor immediately. Mm. It's like this beautiful. It it is so complex, but so well balanced that it's like they almost all hit you equally and at the same time, and then fade into this just exquisite retro hill flavor. This might take me a minute to decipher some of this. Mm. I'm getting a lot of sugary, sort of bread, kind of malty and herbal notes. And there is this faint, so for this one, I'm going to say kind of like the barbecue notes are almost kind of like this spiced kind of, like the kind of rubs that have coffee and cocoa in them. It's kind of like that going on, but it's like the coffee adds kind of that bitter acidity. There is a faint sweetness to it, but and then it's like immediately herbal and smoky and tangy. It's really, really nice. And you get that like, some of those Virginia sugar notes are coming through for sure. Like right at the beginning and then right at the end. So, this one has the stoved Rustica tobacco, which I was just smoking some straight Rustica last week. So this is a really nice for the next blend that I try to have that in there. So, it's kind of like some of those flavor profiles really stuck with me from just the pure Rustica. And it's got that. There's like definitely a tea quality, like this herbal, but sweet. Yeah, it's just, it's really good. Herbal and sweet, and it's kind of earthy. This might be kind of a stretch, but for those of you in the Midwest who forage morels, there's like, they have this certain smell and this certain sweetness to them, but you can still almost taste the earth in that sweetness, like this moist soil, sort of mineral, savory, sweet kind of mushroom thing going on. That's the best way I know how to describe this right now. And then there's definitely some cigar note to it. Yeah, the stoved Rustica is really nice. And, stoving and the Cavendish process are pretty similar. I'm sure that there's very subtle but specific differences between the two. But for those of you who are unfamiliar with that or who haven't tried like a stoved blend, essentially, I believe that the terms can be used probably interchangeably for our purposes as just enjoyers. Now, the blenders out there, I'm sure, will have something to say about that. But for just those of us who smoke them and enjoy them, I think that we can use them almost interchangeably. It's just like this process of, heating up, taking like the Virginia leaf and heating it really, really slowly over a long amount of time after it's been cured. And then it kind of, it really brings out the sugar, the natural sugars in the leaf, and then they kind of absorb back in, and it's like that happens over time, and that's kind of what turns it black and stuff like that, where you get like the black Cavendish, even though this doesn't necessarily have a aromatic flavor quality, but I think you get what I'm saying. It's got a really luxurious, velvety, dense smoke. If only I could pull a Gandalf and blow the ship sailing through the ring. I just got a little bit of a flavor change. A little bit more of that cigar. I think it's what I'm tasting now is that Catarini, which is I think I'm tasting some of the Catarini now, which is like a tobacco variety that is often used in like Kratek cigarettes or cloves cigars. It's a really nice Oriental tobacco. I think I'm getting some of those qualities, getting some of that herbal, sweet, floral, incense, wood smoke kind of stuff going on there. Really nice. And there's almost, now this could be the beer that I'm pairing with it, which by the way, I decided to pair something equally stout with it. I'm having a Narwhal Imperial Stout from Sierra Nevada. These are, you know, they do these in limited runs usually around Christmas time, and I found some's a really, really good stout beer. So it could be that, but there's almost this like warming spice flavor nuance that is akin to kind of like a bit of holiday glug without the red wine notes. With those like warming spices and that citrus, which I'm guessing is like that dance between the Catarini and the Virginias. It's a pretty strong tobacco. I can definitely feel the nicotine. It's very robust, but it's really light on the palate. It's one of those exceptional blends where the flavor is so full, it's kind of beyond description. It's incredible, but dances really lightly on the palate. I'm almost getting like a kind of like a sourdough bread note starting to peek through. A little bit of sourdough bread note and kind of like a like that kind of like spicy vegetable, almost oily flavor nuance that you sometimes get with like a Maduro cigar. It's getting a little bit more rustic on the overall flavor. This is a complex blend. It's pretty strong. It's very complex. It's very flavorful. This is really good. I highly recommend it. Sutliff Pipe Force Episode 5. I'm going to leave you now because I'm about out of time and memory. So, Merry Christmas. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time.